Welcome back to the B&B Spoilers channel. Today, we dive deeply into one of the most explosive storylines yet to come on The Bold and the Beautiful. Buckle up because Nick Marone's long-awaited return is guaranteed to turn the world of B&B upside down, unleashing shocking revelations and dramatic confrontations that no one will see coming. Nick Marone, a character beloved by fans for years, is finally returning to the scene after a lengthy absence. His comeback couldn't arrive at a more fascinating time. Brooke Logan, one of the series' iconic heroines, currently finds herself single. Brooke, whose romantic entanglements have been at the very heart of the show for decades, will likely find herself drawn back into Nick's orbit. Fans remember vividly the deep love shared by Nick and Brooke in the past, which had only ended due to complicated circumstances and external pressures. With Brooke available and Nick back in Los Angeles, a reunion seems not only plausible but almost inevitable. The emotional chemistry and history between Brooke and Nick are undeniable. However, there's no doubt that this reconnection will spark jealousy and tension, particularly from Ridge Forrester, Brooke's perennial love interest. Ridge, though often confident, has always been possessive of Brooke, and seeing her potentially rekindling a romance with Nick could ignite a fierce rivalry. The jealousy Ridge experiences will certainly add another layer of drama, leaving viewers intrigued about how this romantic triangle will unfold. Yet, the Brooke and Ridge tension is just the tip of the iceberg. Nick's return brings forth an even greater shock involving Poppy, a character whose past continues to complicate the lives of many in the show. When Nick unexpectedly crosses paths with Poppy, their encounter quickly takes a stunning turn. Poppy, whose questionable past includes numerous fleeting relationships, instantly recognizes Nick, and not just casually. She recalls vividly that Nick is among the many men she's had brief and intimate encounters with in her turbulent past. However, the shock doesn't end there. In a shocking twist that nobody anticipated, Poppy reveals to a stunned Nick that their short-lived liaison resulted in a daughter named Luna. Nick is completely blindsided by this revelation. For years, he has been entirely unaware that he fathered a daughter. The gravity of Poppy's disclosure is immense, shaking Nick to his core and altering his life irrevocably. Understandably, Nick demands absolute proof. Given Poppy's history of deception and complicated personal relationships, skepticism is entirely justified. Nick insists upon a DNA test immediately, unwilling to accept such life-changing news without solid evidence. Viewers can expect tension-filled episodes as the DNA tests are prepared, processed, and finally revealed. When the results arrive, the entire cast of characters, and audiences alike, brace themselves. The tests confirm that Nick is indeed Luna's biological father. This revelation sends shockwaves through the community. It is one thing to suspect, but another to have the truth proven indisputably. Friends, family, and even rivals alike are left speechless. Luna's heritage has always been shrouded in mystery and manipulation by Poppy, but the clarity of the DNA results finally provides an absolute answer, one nobody anticipated. The reveal deeply impacts the emotional landscape for multiple characters. Finn and Stephie, who have recently dealt with intense turmoil regarding family secrets and lineage concerns, feel an immense sense of relief. Learning that Finn and Hayes share no blood relation to Luna brings them immense peace, calming fears that previous secrets would lead to more destructive family dynamics. It seems a rare moment of clarity and comfort amid the usual chaos. However, Luna herself reacts very differently. Instead of relief or joy at discovering the identity of her biological father, Luna is overwhelmed by anger and resentment. Her fury targets Poppy directly, as she realizes how much her mother's lies have cost her emotionally and psychologically. Luna feels deeply betrayed, hurt, and enraged that Poppy, instead of being honest, consistently concealed her parentage, manipulating Luna's entire life narrative. This deceit has severely damaged Luna's sense of identity and trust in those around her. The emotional fallout from this revelation creates further divisions and dramatic confrontations. Luna's anger isn't contained quietly, she openly challenges Poppy's morality, questioning her mother's character and motivations in front of everyone. This explosive confrontation not only affects their mother-daughter relationship but also creates tension throughout the community. Other characters, including Nick himself, must now grapple with complicated emotions ranging from guilt, confusion, anger, and regret. Nick's emotional turmoil is palpable. He must not only deal with the shock of unexpectedly becoming a father but also face intense guilt for missing Luna's formative years. He feels robbed of the opportunity to nurture and guide her. The depth of his regret is obvious, making his interactions with Luna increasingly tense and emotionally charged. As the storyline progresses, viewers will likely see Nick desperately trying to connect with Luna, struggling to build a relationship from scratch amidst emotional upheaval. Brooke, deeply involved in Nick's emotional journey, finds herself supportive yet conflicted. While drawn to Nick romantically, she must now cope with the complexity introduced by Luna's existence. Brooke's compassion and loyalty are evident as she tries to support Nick through this challenging time, yet she too finds herself overwhelmed by the magnitude of the situation. On the other side, Ridge observes these developments with a mixture of concern and bitterness. While initially jealous about Brooke and Nick reconnecting, he now faces a new reality in which Brooke is emotionally drawn closer to Nick due to his vulnerable and complicated circumstances. This situation exacerbates Ridge's insecurity and possessiveness, pushing him further to the emotional brink. Viewers will likely witness Ridge's intense internal struggle. Should he fight for Brooke, or should he step aside, realizing that the circumstances have profoundly altered the dynamics between Brooke and Nick? Poppy, meanwhile, finds herself isolated. Her reputation, already questionable, further deteriorates as characters around her judge her harshly. The community, shocked by her brazen dishonesty, begins openly criticizing her, pushing her further to the outskirts of their social circle. This isolation could lead Poppy to make even more drastic choices, potentially intensifying future plotlines. The ripple effect of this revelation spreads to other families and relationships within the series, sparking further drama. Characters who were previously peripheral suddenly become central, forced to choose sides or manage the emotional fallout among their friends and loved ones. In upcoming episodes, viewers can expect the storylines to explore deeply emotional, complex reactions from everyone involved. Nick's attempts to establish a meaningful relationship with Luna, Brooke's unwavering support amid her growing closeness to Nick, Ridge's intense jealousy, and Luna's bitter conflict with Poppy will dominate the narrative. This emotionally charged scenario sets the stage for gripping storytelling, with relationships tested, alliances shifting, and emotions running exceptionally high. Will Nick manage to reconcile with Luna, establishing a genuine father-daughter bond despite the years lost? Can Brooke and Nick overcome the complexities of this new revelation to rebuild a lasting romantic relationship? Will Ridge's jealousy push him to destructive lengths, sabotaging Brooke and Nick's potential happiness? And can Luna ultimately forgive Poppy, or is their relationship irreparable after such deep betrayal? These questions will captivate viewers, delivering the dramatic intensity the bold and the beautiful is known for. Nick Marone's return, marked by these shocking revelations, sets the stage for an emotionally charged future filled with unpredictable twists and turns. Next, we will dive deep into the captivating drama surrounding Steffi Forrester, Luna Nozawa, and the mounting tension that threatens to tear apart lives on the bold and the beautiful. As fans continue to speculate about the dangerous game unfolding on screen, one question looms large. Why isn't Stephie taking the necessary precautions to protect herself and her family from the unpredictable and obsessive Luna? In this expanded exploration, we'll unpack the risky choices Steffi is making, Luna's relentless pursuit to claim a place in Finn's life, and the ominous presence of new players in this deadly chess match. Buckle up, because this story is packed with suspense, heartbreak, and shocking twists that could change everything for the Forrester family. Stephy Forrester's dangerous gamble. Stephy Forrester, the fierce and determined matriarch, has always been known for her strength and unyielding spirit, but her recent actions, or lack thereof, have left fans scratching their heads. Despite the clear and present danger posed by Luna Nozawa, Steffi seems to be playing a risky game of cat and mouse, almost daring her adversary to strike. It's perplexing, to say the least, that after Luna brazenly walked into her home not once, but multiple times, Steffi hasn't taken even the most basic steps to secure her safety. Why are there no locked doors, no alarms blaring when an intruder steps foot on her property? It's as if Steffi is relying solely on her own resolve to fend off a threat that is growing more sinister by the day. Adding to the perplexity is Steffi's apparent underestimation of Luna's capabilities. She's witnessed firsthand how cunning and manipulative Luna can be, yet she continues to act as though she's untouchable. During their last chilling encounter, Steffi barely escaped Luna's grasp, yet instead of bolstering her defenses, she seems to be inviting more confrontations. Perhaps it's her deep-rooted belief that she can single-handedly protect her family, or maybe it's a misplaced sense of confidence that Luna wouldn't dare cross certain lines. But as viewers, we can't help but wonder if this bravado will be her undoing. Could Steffi's refusal to seek help or tighten security be the fatal flaw that Luna exploits to devastating effect? Luna Nozawa's obsession with Finn. At the heart of this storm lies Luna Nozawa, a woman whose desperation to carve out a place in Finn's life has morphed into a dangerous obsession. Luna firmly believes that Steffi is the sole barrier standing between her and the family she yearns to be a part of. In her mind, if Steffi were out of the picture, Finn would welcome her with open arms as a sister and Hayes as an aunt. But this fantasy couldn't be further from the truth, and Luna's inability to see Finn's genuine disdain for her presence only fuels her reckless determination. Every rejection from Finn stings deeper than the last, turning Luna's longing into a volatile mix of anger and despair. Each time she steps into Steffi's home uninvited, it's not just an act of defiance. It's a plea for Finn to acknowledge her, wrapped in a threat to dismantle the life he's built. Luna's twisted logic paints Steffi as the villain, the one who's brainwashing Finn against her. But what Luna fails to grasp is that Finn's protective instincts over his wife and children aren't mere obedience to Steffi, they are the unwavering decisions of a man who prioritizes his family's safety above all else. As Luna's frustration mounts, her actions grow bolder, and the possibility of a violent outburst looms ever closer. Will her obsession drive her to commit an unthinkable act? The protective forces around Steffi. While Steffi may be taking unnecessary risks, she isn't entirely without allies in this brewing conflict. Finn, steadfast and resolute, has made it abundantly clear that his loyalty lies with Steffi and their children. His determination to shield them from Luna's influence is unshakable, even if it means shutting out any chance of a relationship with his half-sister. Alongside Finn stands Liam Spencer, whose history with Steffi adds an extra layer of complexity to his role as a protector. Liam's presence in this storyline isn't just a nostalgic nod to past romances, it's a testament to his unwavering commitment to Steffi's safety, no matter the personal cost. But the question remains. Will their combined efforts be enough to keep Steffi out of harm's way? Liam, in particular, has a track record of putting himself in the line of fire for those he loves. Could this be the moment where he makes the ultimate sacrifice to save Steffi from Luna's wrath? And if so, how would such a loss ripple through the lives of those connected to the Forrester and Spencer families? The stakes couldn't be higher, and as the tension builds, fans are left wondering if these protectors can truly outmaneuver a woman as determined, and potentially unhinged, as Luna. A new threat emerges, Remy Price. As if Luna's fixation wasn't dangerous enough, a new shadow has entered the fray, Remy Price, a mysterious figure whose alliance with Luna spells disaster for Stephie. Remy's introduction into the storyline adds a chilling dimension to the already fraught situation. Little is known about Remy's motives, but his willingness to aid Luna suggests a shared vendetta or a personal stake in seeing Stephie fall. Is he a hired hand, a scorned acquaintance from Luna's past, or someone with a deeper connection to the Forrester family that has yet to be revealed? His presence amplifies the threat to Stephie, turning what was once a personal vendetta into a coordinated assault. With Remy in the picture, Stephie's casual approach to security becomes even more alarming. Not only does she leave herself vulnerable to impromptu visits from Luna, but she also allows her young son, Hayes, to play outside without constant supervision. It's a decision that boggles the mind. Does Stephie truly believe that Luna, now backed by an accomplice, wouldn't seize such an opportunity? The potential for tragedy is staggering. If Luna and Remy can't get to Stephie directly, targeting Hayes could be their cruelest move yet, a way to shatter Finn and Stephie's world in an instant. The thought of a kidnapping, or worse, hangs heavy over every scene, making Stephie's lack of caution all the more frustrating to witness. The vulnerability of Hayes Finnegan. Speaking of Hayes, the innocent child at the center of this storm, his safety is perhaps the most pressing concern for viewers. Luna's warped sense of entitlement doesn't just extend to Finn, it includes a desire to be a part of Hayes' life as well. She sees herself as a rightful figure in his world, an aunt who deserves to shower him with love and attention. But Finn's resolute rejection of Luna makes it clear that this will never happen, regardless of Stephie's presence. Luna's inability to accept this reality could push her to drastic measures. If Finn refuses to play the role of brother, might Luna decide that he doesn't deserve to play the role of father either? The idea of Luna targeting Hayes as a form of revenge is a terrifying prospect. A kidnapping plot would not only devastate Stephie and Finn but also serve as a twisted way for Luna to assert control over the family she so desperately wants to join. Every moment Hayes spends unprotected feels like a ticking time bomb, and Stephie's apparent nonchalance about the danger only heightens the suspense. Will Luna's actions escalate to the point of no return, or can Stephie finally wake up to the gravity of the situation before it's too late? Why isn't Stephie more cautious? One of the most baffling aspects of this storyline is Stephie's persistent refusal to take the threat seriously. Is it overconfidence, denial, or simply a belief that she can handle Luna on her own terms? Whatever the reason, her lack of action, be it calling the police after Luna's intrusions or installing a proper security system, puts her and her loved ones at immense risk. Stephie's bold confrontations with Luna might showcase her fiery spirit, but they also paint her as a target who isn't afraid to stand within striking distance of a predator. Perhaps there's a psychological layer to Stephie's behavior that hasn't been fully explored. Could her past experiences with danger and betrayal have desensitized her to threats, making her believe she's invincible? Or is she so focused on maintaining control over her family's narrative that she's blind to the real peril at her doorstep? As viewers, we can only hope that Stephie's eyes are opened before tragedy strikes. Her survival, and that of her family, may depend on a shift in perspective, one that acknowledges Luna not just as a nuisance, but as a genuine and immediate danger. The uncertain future. As the drama on The Bold and the Beautiful continues to unfold, the question of who will save Stephie, or if she can save herself, remains unanswered. Luna's determination, bolstered by Remy Price's sinister partnership, casts a dark shadow over the Forrester household. Meanwhile, Stephie's gamble with her safety and that of her children keeps fans on edge, wondering if her luck will finally run out. Will Finn and Liam's protective instincts be enough to thwart Luna's plans, or will an unforeseen betrayal tip the scales in favor of chaos? The possibility of Hayes becoming a pawn in this deadly game adds an extra layer of heartbreak to an already intense storyline. Every unlatched door, every unsupervised moment, feels like an invitation for disaster. As we brace ourselves for the next jaw-dropping twist, one thing is clear. Stephie's world is teetering on the brink, and the choices she makes in the coming episodes could determine whether her family emerges whole or shattered beyond repair. Stay tuned to the BMB Spoilers channel for more updates on this gripping saga, and let us know in the comments who you think will ultimately stand between Stephie and the danger that surrounds her.